He's brought down. Rodgers now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. Seven yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter. How they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it. 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Again, it's high. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Finds his target, Montgomery. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there when they pick up the 1st down.
They'll run high. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. One of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you could darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back.
And the second effort gets it in. Touchdown, Packers. Carlos Hyde, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the 2nd half. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the 2nd half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Gotta wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there, and how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
And that's called winning at the point of attack, isn't it? Right there at the line of scrimmage. I know he's a little bummed out now. He doesn't get credit for a tackle for a loss, but no gain, his guys will take that.
And speaking of winning, to be his chief, Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack.
Here we go. 120. Good done.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And incomplete. brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Taken in at the 22. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at about the 32. Here's Hyde as they begin on the run. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Giving 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
They run with Hyde. He's going to break down and to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
They run high and able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Well, that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Carry number 20 here for Hyde. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Look over the middle, and he's got Perriman. And he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
Well, the drag, that could be your safety valve we saw right there.
Yeah, and they picked up a 1st down for him, too.
And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 40. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia.
Let's go, hey, let's go.
All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Back to the ground. This time it's high. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
He's going to dump that off to his running back, Montgomery. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Man, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one. Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. The offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 4 times out of 6, not bad. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. From the gun, it's Rodgers. That is caught, it's Perriman. And he gets the 1st down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. Here's Hyde. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. And it's Graham here, the one who is still down. And looks like he's in some pain. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Rodgers. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football. So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And Crosby puts it through. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll bring up a second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now Wentz on third down. And Jeffrey's got it. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. And Eagle first down. Wentz hooking up with Jeffrey. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people are playing a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep fighting.
And it's caught inside the 35. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. And that one results in 35 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They go play action here on first down. And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's second down.
And that's when he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now Wentz. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a third and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
On third and long, it's Wentz. High throw, but the catch is made. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on fourth.
And that was a nice catch, and if the goal was to get into field goal range, it certainly appears that they accomplished that.
Well, and sometimes that's what you dial up in these situations, right, when you want 3?
Well, if the goal was to get into field goal territory, even though it'll be a long attempt, I think they accomplished that.
And sometimes you have plays for that. It's not always a first down when you want 3, get a little bit closer, make it an easier shot.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to concede to the defense, and they know what you're trying to get done, and to try and get any more than that is almost folly. Take what you can get, maybe have an opportunity to put 3 points on the board.
Now Carlos Hyde gears up to take the field again. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block. but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
Now Rodgers to throw on second down. Over the middle, complete. It's Cobb, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll run it. Here's Hyde. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
They run again with Hyde on first. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Give the tackle that time to Rodney McLeod.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
On second down, Montgomery. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to lead to a third down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. Carson Wentz and the Eagles make their way out to the field. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually, there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that is...
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
There we go. Back. 20.
Wentz to throw on second down. To the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. We come up here on 1st and 10. He'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Play action. Now Wentz. And he finds him around the crossing route. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This is Clement. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. They'll run again with Clement. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. A run, it's Clement. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. So the field goal unit is on the field, as this is a big spot right here. This for the lead in the final stages. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. They're going to clock a decent amount of time here in the tie game. What do they do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sidelines.
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. If the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always be that.
And Graham's got it over the middle. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining.
Let's go, come on.
Now high. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Back to throw, Rodgers. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Graham. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The Packers on third down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
We can't be totally sure that that was by design, but we do know that a lot of kickers like the ball in the right hash in order to kick the field goal.
And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. So the game here hangs on the right foot of Mason Crosby. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And Crosby's kick is good. The veteran Mason Crosby comes through like he's done so many times before. And there'll be some happy cheeseheads tonight as the Packers have won the game. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Packers, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they'll have another road date next week with a Kansas City.